My beloved child, do not look away from these words. Do not silence this voice. Let your heart stay open until the final breath of this message, because a turning point is waiting for you in this very moment. I am the one sent to stand between darkness and your house. I am the defender of the innocent, the guardian of destinies, the sword in the hand of the Most High. I speak to you with fire and with tenderness, because something sacred is happening around your life right now. Your son is crying alone for your help. His tears are not just water on his face, they are signals in the spirit, alarms ringing in heaven, and the sound has reached us. You have felt it, like a pressure in your chest, like a sudden ache when you remember his face, like a quiet guilt that will not let you fully rest. You have wondered, is he really hurting this much? Is it really that bad? Am I failing as a parent? You try to push those thoughts away, but they rise again, especially in the quiet hours, when you are finally still, and your own heart begins to speak. Hear me now. Those whispers inside you are not random. This is a divine alert. Your son is crying alone for your help, and heaven is calling you to answer. You are not listening to this by accident. You were drawn to this moment because the Most High refuses to let your family slip into silent tragedy. Archangel Michael says, I have been sent to wake you, to shake you, to lift you, to open what has been closed in your heart. Listen closely. Your son is not only crying with his eyes. He is crying with his silence, with his anger, with his distance, with the way his smile no longer reaches his eyes. He is crying through the hours he spends alone, through the doors he locks, through the words he does not know how to say. Sometimes he cries into a pillow where no one can hear. Sometimes he cries in the hidden place of his mind, where shame tells him that no one would care even if they knew. He feels misunderstood. He feels small in a world that seems too loud, too demanding, too cold. He feels like a burden when he should feel like a blessing. He is someone you love more than your own breath, yet somehow the two of you have become strangers in some ways, standing in the same house but worlds apart in your hearts. He wonders, would they understand if I told them what I really feel? Would they judge me? Would they be disappointed in me? Would they be angry? So he stays quiet, and the quiet is where darkness tries to speak the loudest. Hear me well. Your son is in a battle you cannot fully see. There are thoughts circling him like vultures, whispers telling him he is not enough, urges trying to pull him toward numbing, distraction, and self-destruction. There are pressures on him that did not exist when you were younger, expectations, comparisons, invisible demands that crush his spirit. He feels the weight of not wanting to fail you, not wanting to fail himself, not wanting to fail the world's impossible standard. He is tired. And he has asked, even if only inside, does anyone see me? Does anyone really care? Would they still love me if they knew everything? He needs you. Not just your rules. Not just your corrections. He needs your presence. He needs your listening. He needs your arms around him, not only when he is doing well, but when he is falling apart. He needs a safe place, and heaven is calling you to become that place. I see your own heart too. You are not a bad parent. You are a wounded one. You carry regrets that sting you like hidden thorns. Times you lost your temper. Words you wish you could take back. Moments you were too busy, too tired, too stressed, too buried under your own storms to notice his little signals for help. You remember when he was still small, when his eyes sparkled, when he would come running to you without fear. You wonder, when did this distance start? When did the laughter fade? When did I lose my child's trust? I tell you now, the story is not over. The distance is not permanent. The laughter has not died, it is only buried. The trust can be rebuilt, step by step, word by word, tear by tear. The Most High is not condemning you. Heaven is not standing over you with a list of your failures. Heaven is standing beside you with a plan for restoration. Archangel Michael says, I have watched over your family in moments you did not even know were dangerous. Accidents that did not happen. Terrible choices your son almost made but stepped away from. Nights where heaviness sat on his chest, and I stood between him and the edge of despair. You did not see those battles, but they were real, and they are not over. You are not powerless in this war. Your love is a weapon. Your humility is a weapon. Your honesty is a weapon. Your willingness to change is a weapon. Do not say, it is too late. Do not say, he won't listen to me anyway. Do not say, he already hates me. These are lies spoken to keep you passive, to keep you quiet, to keep the two of you in separate prisons even while longing for each other's freedom. Your son is crying for your help. That cry may come out as disrespect. It may come out as rolling eyes, slammed doors, refusing to talk, breaking rules. But underneath the surface, there is a deeper message. Do you see me? Will you come after me? Will you fight for me? Or will you give up on me like I fear everyone will? You, beloved, are called to answer that cry. Heaven is putting strength back into your spine, softness back into your voice, and courage back into your heart. You do not have to be a perfect parent. You only need to be a present one. You do not need all the right words at once. You only need an honest heart willing to listen, willing to apologize, willing to learn. Right now, as you hear this, there is a shift beginning in the unseen. Walls that seemed impossible are starting to crack. Hearts that felt like stone are beginning to soften. The distance you feel between you and your son is not a fixed wall, it is a mist that can be cleared by light, truth, and persistent love. But listen. You must decide. You must choose to answer this call. Do not wait for a better moment. Do not wait for the perfect mood, for the perfect script, for the perfect chance. This is your moment. This is the seed. What you plant in these days of tension and confusion will grow into the forest of your family's future. Archangel Michael says, stop replaying the scenes of failure in your mind. Heaven already saw them. Heaven already knew your limits, your wounds, your blind spots, and still chose you to be this child's parent. You were not a mistake. They were not a mistake. You were matched on purpose. Your love, even imperfect, has a frequency that reaches your child deeper than any other voice on the earth. Your son needs that frequency now. He does not need you to be a judge on a throne. He needs you to be a shelter in the storm. He needs to hear words you have hesitated to say, I am sorry. I was wrong. I did not know you were hurting this much. I want to understand you more. I am not going anywhere. I am on your side, even when we disagree. These simple words, spoken from your heart, carry more healing than you can imagine. Do not underestimate the power of your voice when it is softened by humility. There is an enemy of your family who would rather you stay proud, defensive, silent, or busy. Who would rather you say, if he wants to talk, he'll talk, while your son is drowning in feelings he cannot name. Silence may feel safe, but silence becomes a grave for unspoken pain. I am calling you out of that silence. There are wounds in your son that did not start with you. Generations before you carried their own brokenness, their own inability to express love, their own unhealed trauma. Patterns of absence. Patterns of harshness. Patterns of addiction, shame, control, or avoidance. These patterns have flowed like a river through the years, but heaven is drawing a line now. The river of pain stops with you. The chain ends with you. You are not only parenting your son, you are rewriting a family story. The Most High has placed a sword in your hand, and I stand with you as you use it to cut through what tried to destroy your bloodline. Where there was silence, you will bring honest conversation. Where there was punishment without connection, you will bring discipline wrapped in love. Where there was fear, you will bring safety. Where there was shame, you will bring acceptance and truth. You may say, I do not know how. Heaven replies, you will be taught. You may say, I am too broken myself. Heaven replies, bring your brokenness to us. We heal as you move. You may say, I have already missed so much. Heaven replies, what remains is still holy. We redeem time in ways you do not understand. Archangel Michael says, there are tears your son has not yet cried in front of you, because he is afraid of your reaction. He fears being a disappointment. He fears being the reason you are angry, stressed, or ashamed. He holds himself back because he thinks he needs to protect you from his truth. Can you feel the weight of that in your spirit? Your child is trying to protect you from his own pain. This should not be. But do not sink into regret. Rise into action. Heaven is not asking you to live forever in the past. Heaven is asking you to respond now with new choices. Listen to the invitation. You are being called to become a safe place for truth. A harbor where storms can be described without the ship being rejected. A room where your son can bring his fears, his questions, his confusion, and you will not throw him away. You will not agree with every thought he has, but you will not abandon him for having them. You will stand as a bridge, not a wall. This is how you fight for him. You do not fight with louder shouting. You fight with deeper listening. You do not fight with constant lectures. You fight with steady presence. You do not fight by forcing him into your image. You fight by helping him discover who the Most High designed him to be. You have been afraid at times. Afraid of the choices he might make. Afraid of the paths he might take. afraid of the influences around him. So you tried to control through fear, through threats, through shame, through withdrawal of affection. I tell you now, control built on fear creates rebellion built on desperation. Fear builds cages. Love builds covenants. Heaven is teaching you a new way. You are not alone in this learning. I am surrounding your home with warrior angels as you listen to this. Light is entering the shadows that have haunted your family. But you must open your mouth. You must open your arms. You must open your schedule to make room for relationship, not just responsibility. Do not say, "I provide, isn't that enough?" Provision without connection leaves a child rich in things and poor in love. Your son needs to know your heart, not just your expectations. He needs laughter with you, not just lectures from you. He needs moments where you say, "Let's just be together," without an agenda, without a lesson, without a correction. In those simple moments, trust is reborn. In those quiet spaces, he will slowly believe, "I am not a project to be fixed. I am a person to be loved." Archangel Michael says, "You have cried over your son in secret. You have whispered prayers, even if you did not call them prayers. You have said, 'Please, let him be okay. Please, let him come back to himself. Please, let something change.'" Those cries were heard. Every sigh, every tear, every restless night went up like incense before the throne of the Most High. This message is heaven's answer: change is possible. Hope is not a lie. You are not as powerless as you feel. But heaven will not do this without you. You are part of the miracle. You are the hands, the voice, the embrace through which divine love will reach your son. You may fear rejection. You may think, "If I reach out and he pushes me away, I will not be able to handle that pain." Listen. Rejection may sting, but silence kills. Even if he rolls his eyes, even if he shrugs, even if he says, "I'm fine," your consistent, gentle reaching will seep into his heart over time. You are playing a long game of love. Seeds take time to sprout. Walls take time to crumble. But every attempt, every soft word, every patient conversation is a hammer blow against despair. Do not be discouraged by small beginnings. The enemy of your soul wants you to believe that one awkward conversation, one failed attempt, means it will never work. That is a lie. Courage is built one small brave moment at a time. Heaven measures progress not only in results, but in obedience. You are not responsible for how he responds. You are responsible for how you love. And heaven records every act of love, every attempt to repair, every small step toward your child. Nothing is wasted. If your son is in danger, heaven also calls you to act with wisdom. Reach out for help beyond yourself. There are wise hearts, trained minds, and healing hands in this world who can walk with him, and with you. This is not a lack of faith. This is faith in action. The Most High heals through insight, through counsel, through safe people, through new skills and tools. You do not have to carry his struggles alone. Let go of the shame that says, "If I ask for help, I have failed." You fail only when you let pride be more important than his healing. Humble love is stronger than lonely pride. Archangel Michael says, there is something else you must understand. Your son is not only your child. He is also a mighty soul with a calling, a destiny, a purpose written before he was even born. That is why the battle around him is so fierce. The enemy fights hardest where the future holds the most light. If your son seems especially attacked, especially confused, especially weighed down, it is because he carries something powerful for the world and for your family line. He was born to break certain chains, to carry certain gifts, to speak to certain hearts that others cannot reach. He may feel weak right now, but heaven sees the warrior inside him. Your words, your belief, your support help awaken that warrior. When you speak over him, say more than, do better, try harder. Say, I see goodness in you. I see strength in you. I see creativity, kindness, courage in you. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are more than your failures. You are deeply loved, exactly as you are, and strong enough to grow into who you are meant to be. These words are not empty. They are seeds of identity. They plant truth in soil where lies have long been growing. Your son is crying alone for your help, but not only for rescue from pain. He is crying for help in knowing who he is. The world shouts at him, telling him who he should be. Voices from entertainment, from peers, from his own insecurities, try to define his worth. Heaven gave you a sacred role in shaping his sense of self. You are called to say, you are chosen. You matter. Your life is not random. You are a gift, not a mistake. Even if he pretends not to care, these words soak into his spirit. Long after this season passes, your voice will echo in his memory. Make that echo a sound of blessing, not of constant condemnation. You may ask, what about my own pain? Who will help me while I help him? Heaven sees that too. You are not invisible to us while you fight for your child. As you pour out, the Most High promises to pour in. Strength will come in small ways. A breath of peace you did not expect. A moment of unexpected laughter. A warm memory returning to remind you why you love this child so deeply. You do not have to be endlessly strong. You can say, I am scared. I feel helpless. I am hurt too. Bring those feelings where they can be held, into honest conversations with trustworthy people, and into the presence of the one who formed your soul. You are not just a parent. You are also a child in need of comfort, guidance, and healing. Heaven attends to you even as you attend to your son. Archangel Michael says, I am placing a shield around your family as you receive these words. Attacks that were planned in the dark are being interrupted. Suicidal whispers, destructive impulses, dangerous friendships, moments of sudden recklessness, we are moving against them, redirecting, blocking, weakening. But your agreement matters. Stand with heaven. Refuse to speak curses over your son. Do not say, he is hopeless. He will never change. He is just like, and then compare him to a broken person from the past. Your words build atmospheres. Speak life, not doom. Say, he is struggling, but he is not lost. He is confused, but he will find clarity. He is hurting, but he will heal. He is in a storm, but he will come through it. He is still my child, still loved, still worth fighting for. When anger rises in you, pause before you speak. Ask heaven for help in that very second. A silent breath, a quick turning of your heart upward, that is enough for us to move. We will give you words that carry firmness without cruelty, boundaries without rejection, truth without humiliation. You can be strong without crushing his spirit. You can correct without calling him names. You can set limits without withdrawing love. This is the way of wise love. You are learning it now. Do not despise the process. Every day you try again is a victory over the darkness that wanted you to give up. Remember this, heaven is invested in your son's life even more than you are. The one who created him knows every thought, every fear, every secret ache. Nothing in him is hidden from divine eyes. We are working behind the scenes, arranging encounters, opening and closing doors, nudging his heart in quiet ways. But your human love is part of our strategy. You are heaven's partner in this rescue, not a bystander. Archangel Michael says, there will be a day when you look back on this season and see it as the turning point. The day you chose to really see your son. The day you chose to lay down pride and pick up humility. The day you chose conversation over avoidance, presence over distraction, compassion over harsh judgment. You are not called to fix everything at once. You are called to take the next right step. Maybe that step is knocking quietly on his door and saying, I don't need you to talk right now. I just want you to know I love you, and I am here whenever you are ready. Maybe that step is sitting beside him in silence, watching something together, letting him feel your nearness without pressure. Maybe that step is admitting, I didn't know how much you were hurting. Help me understand. I promise to listen without exploding. Maybe that step is asking for forgiveness for times you went too far, for times you made his pain about your ego. These steps are sacred. Heaven leans close when a parent humbles themselves for their child. There is no weakness in love that bends. There is great strength there. Remember how small he once was, how you would have done anything to protect that tiny life. He is still that life, just wrapped in more years and more questions. Your assignment has not changed. Protect not only his body, but his heart. Protect not only his future, but his present soul. Your son is crying alone for your help. Heaven is stirring your heart so that he will not have to cry alone much longer. We do not promise that every conversation will be easy. We do not promise that change will come overnight. But we promise this. If you keep showing up, if you keep choosing love, if you keep partnering with heaven instead of despair, you will see fruit. You will see softening. You will see glimpses of the child you miss and flashes of the adult he is becoming. You will see his eyes begin to hold light again. You will feel his guard slowly lowering. You will discover new layers of who he is, and you will be amazed that you ever thought you lost him. Archangel Michael says, justice is coming to your family line. Not revenge, but justice. What was stolen will be reclaimed in new ways. Years of emotional distance will become fuel for years of intentional closeness. Patterns of coldness will be replaced with warmth. Legacies of fear will be overturned into legacies of courage and acceptance. Your son will not be another casualty of generational brokenness. He is marked for more. And so are you. You are not just surviving this. You are being transformed through it. The tenderness you develop now, the wisdom you gain, the humility you practice, will impact not only your son, but others you touch in ways you cannot yet see. You are becoming a safer person, a deeper soul, a more compassionate heart. And this too is a miracle. Heaven is proud of every small step you take away from hardness and toward love. Now, my beloved child, I ask you to make a choice. Not a feeling, not a fleeting emotion, but a choice rooted in your will. Choose to answer your son's cry. Choose to let this message change something in your daily life. Choose to act, not only to feel. Choose to say, I will not let my fear of rejection keep me from reaching for my child. I will not let my pride keep me from apologizing or learning. I will not let my past become my excuse. I will partner with heaven for the healing of my son and the healing of my own heart. We stand with you. We fight with you. We surround your home with unseen warriors of light. When the atmosphere feels heavy, call out in your heart, help me. We will respond. When words fail you, sit in love. Your presence speaks. When hope feels thin, remember this moment, this message, this divine interruption. You were not reached by accident. You were loved into this moment by a God who refuses to let your family be destroyed in silence. Archangel Michael says, Rise now, beloved. Not in shame, but in holy determination. Straighten your shoulders. Lift your head. You are chosen to be a guardian of this precious soul. You are not perfect, but you are appointed. Your son is crying alone for your help. Go to him. In reality, in conversation, in prayer, in action. Let him feel, not just hear, that he is not alone. And as you go to him, know that heaven goes with you. Every step you take toward reconciliation is a step taken in the company of angels. Your story is not over. Your family is not forsaken. Hope is not a fantasy. It is a living river flowing from the heart of the Most High into your house right now. Receive it. Walk in it. Speak from it. And watch as, slowly but surely, the lonely cries of your son are turned into songs of healing, and the name of your family is written among those who chose love, who chose courage, who chose to break the cycle and build something new. I am with you. We are with you. Move now, beloved child of heaven. Answer his cry. And as you do, your own silent cries will be answered too. Beloved, stay with me a little longer. This is not just a message to listen to once and then forget. This is a doorway. A threshold between the old pattern and the new future for you and your son. The fact that you are still here tells heaven something important about you. You are not numb. You are not indifferent. You still care, even if you are tired, even if you feel empty, even if your love has been buried under layers of stress and disappointment. Archangel Michael says, that spark of care in you is enough for heaven to work with. We can fan it into a flame. You may look at your situation and say, you don't know how bad it is. You don't know what he's done, what he's said, how far he's gone. Heaven replies, we know more than you do, and we have not given up. There is no distance so great that love cannot travel. No mistake so large that mercy cannot surround it. No mess so tangled that heaven cannot begin to gently unwind it through willing hearts. Your son may be under your roof or far away from your home. He may not speak to you at all. He may speak to you only in anger. He may be respectful on the surface but secretly drowning inside. In every version of this, the call remains the same. Your son is crying alone for your help. His cry might be silent, but it is not unnoticed. You are being awakened to become an answer to that hidden cry. Some of you hearing this once had a close bond with your son. There were inside jokes, funny memories, little routines that brought light to your days. Then something happened. A betrayal. A conflict that went too far. A distance that grew from a misunderstanding and hardened into stubborn silence. Now you hardly speak. Or when you do, it turns harsh so quickly that both of you shut down. Underneath all of this is grief. Grief for what was lost. Grief for what could have been. Grief for love that seems buried. Heaven is saying, that love is not dead. It is wounded. It is buried under pain and pride, but it still breathes. You can feel it now as your heart throbs with a strange mixture of regret and longing. That is love, stretching its limbs, asking for another chance to speak and to act through you. You have rehearsed speeches in your mind. Long monologues where you finally say everything, where he finally understands, where he finally apologizes, where everything becomes right again in one moment. Release that fantasy. It puts too much pressure on a single conversation. Healing is usually quieter than that. It comes in small, simple exchanges. A softened tone. A question asked with real curiosity. A decision not to walk away this time. A gentle hand on a shoulder instead of another argument. Archangel Michael says, heaven loves small beginnings. The Most High builds great things out of small obedient steps. Do not despise the day of small changes. A single moment where you react differently than before is a crack in the wall that has stood between you and your son. Every time you choose humility over pride, love over power, listening over lecturing, the crack widens. Light seeps in. Hope breathes. Your son may not know how to respond at first. He may test this new you. He may push your buttons just to see if you will snap back the way you always did. Not because he wants chaos, but because part of him believes, this is all we know. This is how we are. People do not really change. Show him, over time, that people can change. Show him, with your actions, that you are not his enemy. Show him that you are learning too. For some of you, your son has gotten into serious trouble. He has crossed lines you never thought he would cross. He has gone places, done things, attached himself to people who do not honor his worth. You feel shame. You feel judged by others. You sometimes even feel judged by yourself, as though everything he has done is a public sign that you have failed. Listen closely. Heaven does not define you only by your child's choices, and heaven does not define your child only by his worst choices. There is responsibility, yes. There are consequences, yes. But there is also mercy, also mystery, also a depth to each human journey that you cannot fully see from where you stand. You are not called to carry his shame as if it is your identity. You are called to carry love, wisdom, and steadfastness as you walk with him through the fallout. You can say, I do not approve of what you did, but I do not withdraw my love from you. You will face consequences, but you will not face them alone if you will let me in. This is not enabling. This is embodying unconditional love that stays even when it hurts. Archangel Michael says, unconditional love does not mean unconditional agreement. You can disagree without disowning. You can stand for truth without cutting him off from your heart. You can refuse to support destruction and still support his humanity. Heaven will give you wisdom to know where those lines are. Ask for that wisdom. You will sense it as a nudge, a peace, a quiet knowing of when to speak and when to be silent, when to step in and when to step back. You fear sometimes that if you show too much love, he will think what he's doing is acceptable. Love does not confuse right and wrong. Love clarifies. Love says, I am for you, even when I am not for this choice. You are not this mistake. You are still my son, and I will not throw you away. Your son is crying alone not only because he is hurting, but because he is also haunted by his own shame. He may act tough. He may pretend not to care. He may live loudly, laugh too hard, talk too much, distract himself with anything and everything. But when he is alone, when the noise quiets down, a part of him whispers, I'm broken. I've gone too far. No one would really love me if they knew. Heaven knows. And heaven still loves him. The Most High still calls him by his true name, not by the labels others have put on him. You are invited to echo that love in visible form. You are invited to be a walking, breathing reminder that there is a place where he is wanted, where he is more than his reputation, more than his record, more than his struggle. Some of you have older sons who are already parents themselves. You watch them raise their own children while still carrying unhealed wounds from their childhood. You see them repeat some of your mistakes, and your heart aches. You wish you could go back and do it differently when they were small. You tell yourself it is too late now. Listen. It is not too late for healing conversations. It is not too late for honest apologies. It is not too late for you to say, I see how my unhealed pain affected the way I raised you. I didn't know then what I know now. I am sorry for the times I hurt you, for the ways I made you feel unseen, unworthy, unsafe. If you are willing, I want to hear your heart, even if it's hard for me to hear. These words can set your grown son free from burdens he has carried for years. They can also set you free from the prison of regret. You cannot change the past, but you can change the way the past lives in your present. You can make your story not just a record of pain, but a story of courage, learning, and growth. Archangel Michael says, there is great power when a parent owns their mistakes without drowning in shame. Shame says, I am a bad parent. I am hopeless. Repentance says, I did harm in some ways, but I am willing to learn and grow. I am still called. I can still love better now. Heaven honors repentance. Heaven bends low when a heart becomes teachable. You are not expected to have known everything back then. But now that you know more, you can do more. You are responsible for the light you have now, not for what you did not understand then. Use the light you have. Walk in it, even if it feels humbling, even if your voice trembles. Your humility will not diminish you in your son's eyes the way you fear it will. It will make you more real, more human, more reachable. He may not respond right away. He may need time to process your words. He may need space to feel his own anger, sadness, confusion. Let him have that space without pulling away your love. Stay steady. You are building a bridge one plank at a time. Some of you listening are not the biological parent of this son. You may be a step-parent, a guardian, a grandparent, a foster parent, a chosen parent of the heart. You may feel like an outsider in his inner world, like no matter what you do, you will never truly belong in the deepest circle of his trust. Heaven sees your effort. We see the ways you have shown up for him without receiving the honor you deserve. We see the nights you lay awake wondering if he will ever truly accept you. We see the sting when he says, "You're not my real," your tears are seen. Your love is known. Archangel Michael says, Heaven honors every person who chooses to love a child they did not bring into this world. You are a reflection of divine adoption, of chosen love. Even when your son does not understand now, something in his spirit records your faithfulness. Do not try to replace anyone. Simply be you. Be steady. Be kind. Be present. Let your actions, over time, speak louder than any title. Your son is crying alone for your help also in this way. He needs to know that he is safe to attach, safe to trust, safe to love again even after others have left or disappointed him. You can be a living message that says, people can stay. People can show up. People can love you on purpose. Your role matters far more than you feel. Heaven is strengthening your heart for the long journey of chosen parenthood. Do not give up. Your love is never wasted, even if it is not acknowledged right away. For some of you, your son is physically gone from this world, and your grief echoes through every corner of your soul. You listen to words like these and your heart breaks open again because you think, it's too late. I can't fix anything now. He's beyond my reach. Beloved, heaven holds your tears with great tenderness. You carry memories like fragile glass in your hands, both beautiful and sharp. You replay the what-ifs, the if-onlys, the I should have known, until you can hardly breathe. Archangel Michael says, you did not know what you did not know. You loved with the tools you had. You made mistakes, but you also gave so much of yourself, even when you were tired and broken. Heaven is not accusing you. Heaven is inviting you to let go of some of the blame that has been crushing your spirit. The love you had for your son still exists. It did not die with his body. It lives in you, and heaven will show you how to let that love flow outward to others who are still here and still in need. Your story with him is not erased. It is held in eternity, in ways more gentle and mysterious than your mind can hold right now. For now, let heaven comfort you. Let heaven whisper to your heart that you are seen in your grief, that your love mattered, that your tears are honored. And know this. Even if your motherhood or fatherhood seems ended in one way, there are still sons and daughters in this world whose hearts cry alone, who need the wisdom, tenderness, and strength you carry because of what you have lived. Your parenting heart is not finished. Heaven will show you, in time, how to pour into others in honor of the one you miss. Beloved, your son is crying alone for your help. In every situation, heaven is asking you to move from fear to trust, from shame to openness, from paralysis to action. You are not asked to be a miracle worker. You are asked to be a willing vessel. A carrier of steady love. A bringer of gentler words. A builder of safer spaces. You may be afraid that if you open your heart again, you will be hurt again. The truth is, love always involves risk. But the greater risk is to close your heart, to harden yourself, to let distance become permanent. Archangel Michael says, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing love in the presence of fear. You have more courage in you than you realize. It was put there by the one who made you. You have survived storms you thought would break you. You have kept going when you wanted to disappear. You have shown up for others again and again, even when no one clapped for you. That same courage is what you will draw on now as you fight for your son's heart. You fight not by destroying, but by rebuilding. Not by dominating, but by connecting. Not by yelling louder, but by loving deeper. Heaven is also calling you to speak a new language in your home. Not the old language of constant criticism, sarcasm, and shouting. But the language of blessing. Begin to bless your son even when he is not in the room. Speak life over him when you are alone. Say aloud, even if your voice shakes, I bless his mind to be clear, creative, and protected. I bless his heart to feel loved, secure, and safe. I bless his future to be full of purpose, healing, and truth. I bless him to know he is deeply wanted, fully seen, and never alone. Your words rise like incense. They create spiritual cover. They push back dark whispers that say the opposite. Archangel Michael says, we take those blessings and carry them like arrows of light toward his soul. You may not see the effect right away, but in the spirit, they land. They wait like seeds for the right moment, the right season, when his heart softens enough for them to take root. Your son may feel far from the divine, but heaven is never far from him. He could run to the ends of the earth, and still be within reach of mercy and intervention. You can rest in this, you are not his only protector. Heaven watches when you cannot. Angels stand guard in moments you know nothing about. There have been intersections, hidden in time, where disaster was on the path, and we stepped in, redirecting, delaying, blocking. You will not know all of them on this side of eternity, but you will understand one day how many times grace wrapped itself around his life. This does not mean you do nothing.